Hi, Flynn. How are you doing?
Hi, Aarti. I'm well, thank you.
As you know, you can see my name tag. My name is Aarti Dixit. I'll be doing your RPL assessment today. Regarding that, I need to ask some questions. I know you sent me your profile evidences. Going through that, I need to ask, this is the RPL process that I need to ask you some questions. Uh, they're around 10. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. So, can we start the questions?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Going ahead with the questions, uh, can you please describe the strategies you use to ensure you apply ergonomic principles to your work environment?
Um, well, I always make sure that I position my chair at the correct height and that I have the screen level with my eyes so that I don't get any neck strain. Um, I also make sure that my keyboard is in front of my wrists and my wrists are nice and flat on the table. I have done a manual handling course as I submitted in the evidence. So I always make sure that, if there's anything around the tables that I have to lift, that I bend my knees and I don't bend from the waist so that I don't injure myself. And I always take regular breaks because I know sitting in front of a screen can be not great for your eyes. So I'll always get up and stretch.
That's great. Good practice you do, Flynn. That's done. So, next question is, outline the types of software and other resources used by you and your organization to produce electronic presentations.
In my workplace, the main software that we use is PowerPoint.
Mhm.
I'm currently also learning the Prezi program and the Canva program. But I feel quite confident in PowerPoint because not only do I use that in my work environment, but I've been using that in my TAE course as well. So,
Mm,
I feel confident in PowerPoint.
good. So we'll move ahead with our third question. Describe uh, any specific organization policies and procedures or processes required by your workplace which you must refer when you're producing visual presentations.
Um, well, we always refer to our organisational templates, and that lists, all the fonts that we must use and the colours, and to make sure that our style guide at work is being followed.
Mm,
And then the policies is, we need to follow licensed software and also comply with copyright rules when, if we're choosing videos or
mm.
pictures to include, then to make sure that we have the right copyright processes in place.
Good organization policies you follow. Describe how you prepare visual presentation to meet the specific needs of a presenter and our audience.
Well, we usually have a formal discussion with our audience or the person who's going to be the presenter to make sure that we have a really good plan in place before
Mm,
we design the presentation. It also, once we have that formal discussion, we then put a written plan down. We design the PowerPoint, and then the visual presentations. We also make sure we have handouts, slide notes, and that makes it easy for any other presenter to pick up and know how to present the PowerPoint, even if they don't speak to the person who's actually made it. So,
mm.
there's quite a process in place that we go through to make sure that all the needs are met.
Okay. Can you please provide two examples of how you selected specific applications designs or layouts to meet the specific needs of audience?
Mm. Um, with the behavioural therapy video that we
Mm-hmm.
made sure that we included videos and pictures to really grab the attention of the audience. And we made sure that we used a green background because it's very soothing to the eye, and it captures, makes the audience relax as well. We also made sure that the size of the font that we chose in that video was appropriate, and that it was easy to read and people weren't overwhelmed with too much text on the screen. So they're the two
Good.
examples.
I just learned something new from you. Green color is smoothing. Good to hear
Yes.
that. So we'll move ahead. What are some of the principles uh, that you use to ensure you balance the visual effects while ensuring a clear message can still be sent during the presentation?
We make sure that we don't put too much. Sorry, I don't put too much overuse of animation. I think that can detract from the message that you're trying to deliver in the PowerPoint. If there's too many videos or too many, bouncing animations across the screen, that can be a little bit distracting. But in order to have it balanced, then it's good to have that followed up by some words on the screen, but of course not too many words. And also making sure that it's an appropriate pace when you're transitioning through the video, the visuals. And
Mm.
also the colours are appropriate. It's I like to put a darker background with a lighter font. I find that's good for people to read. So yeah,
Mm.
that kind of allows visual effects to be balanced.
Mm. So, what would you do if you were unsure about how to use some functions of your presentation software?
I find if I have questions that haven't been answered, then I like to search on Google on the web, or sometimes I will look at the help functions as part of the software. And I usually find that between those two applications, then I can answer the questions that I'm unsure of. And sometimes with my language difficulty, I'll use Google Translate because some words, they don't transfer across into English or vice versa as well. So, yeah.
Good Google Guru. Please describe the processes you use to ensure the finished product is ready for use and stored appropriately for the organization or presenter access.
I always do a spell check
Hmm?
and check the layout. I'll also do a final check of the presentation with one of my other colleagues, because sometimes they can see small errors or mistakes that I haven't picked up. I always store in appropriate drives so that others can navigate and find the resources. And make sure that I reference the pathways on the presentations and documents so that anyone reading through the presentation knows where all the links are and how to find them.
Okay. So, because I did not see, don't take me wrong, but I did not see on the PowerPoint presentation your name written. So, are they your own? Did you make them your own?
I did, yes. They were a little while ago, but if you need evidence to show that they are my own work, then I've got the assessment that I submitted to the TAE, and that's on their formal documents, which also include my name, student number, and the date that they were created. So if that helps you verify the documents, I could always provide my TAE assignments to you in the TAE style guide with all my information on it.
Good. I was about to ask about it, but good that you referred by yourself. That's fantastic.
Okay.
I definitely like to see that because
Sure.
I find that uh, I need some more evidences to give the result. So I will
Okay.
definitely ask for it.
All right.
So tell me, how do you communicate effectively in personal?
Well, I've been working on my listening skills. I find that I understand a lot more if I listen to what other people are saying instead of,
Mhm.
thinking of the next question. And I try and slow down my communication. I know because English is my second language that sometimes, the translation doesn't come across clearly. So I'm also working on that side of things too.
Good. Last but not the least, what organizational and task requirements do you need to follow when developing a PowerPoint?
Well, I obviously always follow our style guide
Mm,
when I'm developing the PowerPoint, and
mm,
with the organisation we have, set policies in place that we must, meet with the person we're making the presentation with, make sure that we've gone through the checklist so that everything they're asking for goes into the PowerPoint slides, and then we follow all the necessary legal work like the copyright requirements, and that we're not disclosing any information about their company that might be private. We make sure that everything that goes into the PowerPoint can be seen by anyone and that we're not breaking any privacy policies or laws too.
good. So the questions are done, Flynn. Moving forward, I would like to say is that your answers were fantastic. They were satisfactory.
Thank you.
Uh, at the moment, I cannot give you any result as
Okay.
we earlier spoke about. We need I need to see your authentic work. Like
Okay.
I know it's authentic, but I want to see your name and all on the slides, PowerPoint that you as your own work. And I really would like to see your third party referee because in this organization I can see you are working only from last 4 months. So I might like to see a different referee from that. Is that okay?